Welcome back to another episode of Ask Play Fusion. I've got Nick here, and today we are going to be running through a whole host of beta-based questions, because obviously we've been getting a lot of them. Beta. We do seem to be seeing all about that on the social media.
Yeah, funny that.
Well, I know, who'd have thought it? And everyone just is ready to actually get going on the beta. So we've had all these questions, so I thought, let's run through them now, shall we?
Hit me.
Okay, so first of all, Doodles and Toys has asked, how many characters will be available in the beta?
Okay, so we're going with 2. So that's the 2 that you guys have seen and we've been talking about a lot. So Jax and Korra, the Tyrax and the Mari. So those are the only 2 that are going to be available for now. And then there'll be further updates coming of that in the future.
Cool. And Carla, 4444444.
She does like 4s.
I hope that was enough 4s there. Will there be any instructions or a tutorial to help us get started?
Yes. So we've got a tutorial in-game, which is for both the Mari and the Tyrax. They've got separate ones to help ease you into the character's personality.
Cool.
And then also with the actual physical toys, those have got instruction leaflets for how you set them up, how you attach them to the game, all of this kind of stuff, and then linking your toys to the game, making sure that you claimed it. That's all a step-by-step process which is handled in the app itself.
Cool, so it should cover everything.
Fingers crossed,
Yeah.
but
And
it is a beta, so
exactly.
if things go wrong or you have problems during the process when you're in there, then let us know, because that's the point.
And as something you touched on there was it's definitely worth obviously playing as both Jax and Korra, because you've got that specific tutorial area as well where there's some additional.
Yes.
stuff in there.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, I'm aware that the majority of people aren't going to have both toys.
Yeah.
But you can play one as the toy that you have and one as digital. So.
Awesome. And Jason Lesavoy has asked how much of the game is expected to be open and available for the beta to be experienced. We've seen a few people asking variants of that question.
Okay. So obviously it's a beta, so we're wanting to test a few specific things to start with anyway. So we've got a rollout plan for the beta, but the initial beta going out mid-Feb has open area. Or one of the large open areas of the first zone of the game, and dungeons as well as the tutorials as well.
Cool.
So there's
variety in there.
Yeah, there's many hours of content, and then a variety of combat, bosses, all this kind of stuff as well. So there's it's a slice of a reasonably small slice, but a slice of what we're doing so far, and then as we head into March and April, we'll be increasing that, rolling it out to more levels, more dungeons, more bosses, more enemies, etc.
Awesome. And of course, most of what people have seen so far has been those dungeons, so it'll be a good chance for people to actually be able to test out some of the more wider roaming areas where you can be taken on quests, and there's a hell of a lot of quests in there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, well, absolutely, and so there's combat and non-combat content in there as well, and I think the dungeon that's going out for the first beta anyway is one that's not actually been seen. I don't think so. It's
there's plenty
so I
of
think
new
we've
stuff
seen
there.
I think we've seen Fireforge,
we have.
and Astral Rift.
Yes, those
I
are the
think
two.
probably the 2 that we've run around. So the one that's in here is Ashwood Crater.
Nice.
All very exciting.
Cool. So lots of stuff people haven't seen.
Yes.
Cool. Right. So another question here from Carla 4444444. Will we get to keep the progress and items of our characters in the digital beta?
Okay, so this is a bit of a tricky one. So I'm going to keep going back to it's a beta.
Yeah.
So the whole point of this is not only to hear what you guys think about what we've done, what we're doing, where we're going, but also for us to test a lot of things, see how they hold up. If things go bang, which they absolutely can do, then there are a number of things that could cause us to have to reset saves if we've got XP curves wrong, or just the save game breaks or anything like that. Lots of different things. But if it does happen, then we'll be looking at giving some goodies to people that have helped us find those things and participate in the betas, so that you are compensated.
Yeah, some nice in-game rewards and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly, that sort of thing.
Cool. So even if you lose your progress, you'll be getting some stuff that other people won't be getting.
Yeah.
So swings and roundabouts.
Indeed, every cloud.
Yep. So who have we got now? Robert Hidgden.
Okay.
Is this a backer beta or closed beta? And when, where, how can people access it if it isn't a backer beta?
Okay, I thought people only got one question.
Well, I mean, he's really rolled that into one. Basically, is it a backer beta or is it open?
Okay, so to start with, we're making sure that our extremely valued backers get in first. So these guys coming in, they've got their toys that are you've either got them or they're going out to you. They're in the post now. Yeah. So these guys get in first. They're the first tranche. They help us out, all that kind of thing. And then about a month later, so mid-March, we're looking at slightly increasing the amount of people that have access to the build at that point.
Yeah.
And then when we get into mid-April, that's when we start opening it up to a sort of wider audience for people that weren't involved with Kickstarter, haven't necessarily signed up on websites and things like that. And that's when the wider community is going to get access.
Cool. And if people who backed the Kickstarter but not at a beta toy level pledge,
yep,
they'll be getting in at the same time as people who backed for toys?
Yeah, so some people, the toy people are getting in first, mid-Feb, and then the people that backed at lower levels will be getting in a little bit later on, either late Feb or start of March.
Okay, awesome. John Michael Phillips has asked, how many different enemies and bosses are planned to be in the beta?
Okay,
I guess it's hard to put a number on it exactly, but yeah.
Okay, so it depends whether or not we're talking variants or like actually different graphically looking things.
Yeah.
So different graphically looking NPCs and things, there's probably 20, 25, something like that, different ones. But then within that you have lots of different variants or ones that look similar. So, guy with a shoulder plate on, or rather than a helmet, or that sort of thing. But like 20 distinct types of just sort of normal NPCs, and then there's a whole range of sub bosses who are just basically scaled up, more powerful, more ability versions of the normal NPCs. And then there are 5 or 6 big boss guys, end of quest, rare spawn, end of dungeon stuff, that kind of thing.
I've seen a cool squid.
There is a squid spoilers. There is a cool squid.
Yeah. And I saw some, actually, while I was playing yesterday, I saw some running around. I saw some enemies I haven't seen at all before. So even walking around the floor, there was some stuff in there that surprised me that I hadn't seen anywhere.
Yeah, there's more going in all the time, and so some stuff's been in there for a while. In terms of, because what we do if we've got enemies that we want to put in, and from a design point of view, but we don't yet have the models or animation or anything yet, so we just use existing ones and then just swap them out. So you might well have done a quest in the past, and you're like, oh, these guys are all the same, and now they're just swapping in and out for all the new ones.
So it gets a nice bit of variety in the game.
Hopefully.
Wicked.
But if you don't think so, tell us. We'll listen.
Jason Lesavoy has also asked, if we did order both, which he did, apparently, of the beta figures, for the beta to get to experience their interactivity, basically wants to know, will they get to experience interactivity between the two figures, or is that something we're still working out? Okay,
so that's something that's going to be coming later on in the process. So we need to get our betas out and the core individual functionality for all the toys, making sure that all the lights and all the voice and vibration, all these things are utilised in as many ways as possible for as many people as possible. This is literally just because for the vast majority of people they're going to be having one. So we need to look after the majority first. However, if anybody has gone so far as to back two things, then obviously one of the coolest things that we want to do is get the toys up and talking to each other, and rolling that out to everyone, because we've got an awful lot of VO and stuff timing we had to do a very long time in advance to prepare for this. So we've got loads of stuff just sitting there ready to roll out for that. So it's not yet, it's not going to be in the either of the betas, but it will be coming out sometime after launch.
Cool. And finally, Adam Tuttle has asked, how long from start to finish has it taken for the team to successfully update all of the prototypes? A long time.
You see this? Okay. First of all, a really big shout out here to Jane and Sophie, who've just just basically been trapped in our boardroom. It's
not
now
a boardroom
our
anymore,
box
is it?
room. And just basically piles of boxes. You guys have seen the videos and the things. So they've been doing that
3 weeks,
2-3 weeks,
yeah,
something like that. And that's that's like 9 to 5, and then evenings and weekends and stuff.
Yeah. And not just testing them, is it? They've been going through testing them all, putting all the instruction booklets in each one. Getting them all packaged up, ready to send out.
Yeah,
so,
it's amazing the amount of work that you have to do just in terms of boxing, reboxing. They had a very, very slick operation. In the end,
I got roped in a couple of times.
With
any extra manpower.
Yeah, I don't know if we had any videos of the chain of things coming back.
No, well, that's when the boxes all came in the first place, wasn't it? We had like a human Chan gang.
It was about 30-40 people just sort of from the front door all the way up the stairs.
It's madness. But right, well that's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
Thanks, Al.
Yeah, remember guys, if you've got any more questions you want to know, remember to leave them on this video, send them into Twitter, Facebook, any of our other YouTube videos. Check those out if you haven't already. Let us know, and we hope as soon as you get the beta, which should be any time now, we're starting.
Mid-Feb.
Starting in mid-Feb. They should be getting the toys now, is what I meant.
Right, okay.
Then we hope you enjoy them all, and let us know what you think of it.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.